In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. When Jesus says, love your enemies, and when he says, turn the other cheek when somebody strikes you, when he says, if somebody steals your coat, give him your shirt, when he says, judge not and you will not be judged, forgive and you will be forgiven, it's very tempting to kind of give these things a spiritual meaning. Oh, it's symbolic for something. It's easy to make it symbolic. Or maybe you can read it as like, Jesus knows that we have these strong tendencies of hatred. So when he says love your enemies, or when he says if somebody steals, give them even more, well, he doesn't mean that. He's kind of, we're really greedy, so he's kind of exaggerating on the other side to correct us. That's the easy way to read this gospel. What would happen if we took it literally? What would happen if somebody physically hit me and I physically turned to the other cheek? I actually obeyed Jesus. What would happen? I don't know what would happen to the person that hit me. They'd probably be really surprised. What would happen to me? If I was struck, if I was hit, and I turned the other cheek, and I said, okay, go ahead and hit me again. You know what would happen to me? My pride would be reduced, at least a little bit. My arrogance, my narcissism, it would actually take a little bit of a hit. That's a good thing. What if somebody stole from me and I said, okay, well, looks like you need this more than I do. Here's some more. What if I actually did that? It's hard to even imagine. What if I actually physically did that? What would happen to me? I'd lose some money. And I would actually lose some greed as well. My love of money would also be reduced. What if I heard about a celebrity doing something wrong and I didn't care? What would happen to me? What if I saw somebody on the street or at my work or somewhere in the world being a sinner and I didn't judge them? What if I minded my own business? Again, it sounds impossible. What if I didn't care and get myself involved in everybody else's life, as if I'm the judge that God has appointed to point out everybody else's faults? What if I actually obeyed Jesus and he said, do not judge and you will not be judged? You know what would happen if I minded my own business? I would be less stressed. What if I forgave the people that hurt me? What if I took this literally? And I actually forgave them, even though they're not sorry, even though they don't even know what they did wrong. But I forgave them. What would happen to me? I would actually heal and move on. Crazy, right? It's almost as if Jesus really wants us to take these words seriously. As heavy as they seem, as exaggerated as they seem, do you think Jesus is going to get something out of it? If we turn the other cheek or if we give things away, he's in heaven, he's God incarnate. We can't do anything that's going to make his life any better. He's perfect. These are for us. He knows our pride is destroying us. He knows our greed is destroying us. He knows we get involved in everybody else's business and it's wasting our time. He knows that it's hard for us to forgive, even though that's the best thing we can do. The words of Christ are for us, brothers and sisters, and he means them. He is the Word made flesh, and his words are meant to be made flesh. But they're a challenge. And it's, I think, literally impossible to obey what Jesus asks us to do without his help, without his grace. And I think that's a part of the gospel message is that Jesus gives us these gigantic challenges that are impossible for us to do. And then he says, okay, now you find it too hard to do? Good. That's why you need my friendship. That's why you need prayer. That's why you need the sacraments. Because those things will give you the graces, the strength that come from God so that you can actually obey Christ's words. So brothers and sisters, as we approach the sacrament today, I encourage you to pray for the grace and for the strength to obey Christ's words and to benefit your own life.